Hello beautiful people, Anton here from Warhorse Training. I'm here today to talk about Conor McGregor. Now, his latest fight in UFC caused a massive upstorm. Things we need to realise is that in that fight, he was beaten fair and square. Okay, he was beaten on the ground, he was beaten technically wise, he was even beaten on his feet. Khabib came straight over with a big overhand right, took him down, and all of the fight from minute to minute, each round, he was exhausting Conor every step of the way. He knew he could beat him through submission, he knew it's possible, and he just kept digging deep and causing him to just fatigue, get gassed up, get really stiff in the muscles and just a little bit like, right, there's not much I can do here. Okay, he came back in round 3, there's no two ways about it. Okay, in round 3 he was his normal self, but he was already knackered by then, so he didn't really rein it. After the fight, this is what we're here to talk about for Ranton. Now, after the fight, Khabib did something that was really uncalled for, to be honest. And here's his answer after the fight.
How are you? First of all, I want to say sorry to Athletic Commission, Nevada, sorry to Vegas. I know this is not my best side, this is not my best side. I'm a human being, and I don't understand how people can talk about I jump on the cage, What about he talk about my religion, he talk about my country, he talk about my father. He come to Brooklyn and he broke bus. He almost killed couple people. What about this? What about this shit? Why people talk about I jump over the cage? Why people still talk about this? Not only him, his whole team and him, they tap machines. I told you guys, when you put him wrong way, he gonna tap. No, what happened today? They call him two-time world champion, 2 weight classes, but today he tapped. And that's why, alhamdulillah, belt is here. Undisputed, undefeated UFC lightweight champion, and and I want to say something people little bit. It's not people. I think it's media. Media a little bit change MMA. This is respect sport. This is not trash talking sport. This is respect. So I told you before, guys, I want to change this game. I don't want people talk shit about opponents, talk shit about his father, religion. You cannot talk about religion, you cannot talk about nation, guys, you cannot talk about this stuff. And this is, for me, is very important. And thank you so much. Thank you guys. Thank you for waiting for me here. I know my father gonna smash when I go home, because I know he's gonna smash. And Nevada, sorry. Vegas, sorry, and alhamdulillah, undisputed, undefeated UFC lightweight champion. Thank you so much, and I'm very proud about, all media talk about, he take picture with Putin, something like this. He just called me, and he said he very proud of me, I win, and he said congratulations, and I told you guys, everything I'm gonna change 6th October, and I do this. Alhamdulillah, thank you so much.
So now you've heard what he said after the fight. Do you think it's understandable? I mean, there was a lot of mitigating circumstances, okay? So we need to see from both sides of the coin, okay? Obviously we had that issue with the bus, where it got smashed and taken down, and he went on a bit of a rampage. Now, by the by, jumping over the top of the octagon and causing some aggro, it's not right. It's not what we should be seeing on telly. It's not a good way to represent mixed martial arts and the UFC. It is totally unprofessional and completely uncalled for, regardless of the situation. I know he's got something to answer for after this. I know that there's going to be some repercussions of this. There's discussions as to whether or not he is not allowed to fight in this country anymore. There's discussions about whether or not he should be retaining the title. I personally think the title should be retained to him. As much as I wanted Conor to win, the fact of the matter is he did beat him fair and square in the octagon. It was just afterwards that was completely uncalled for. And the fact that when Conor was tapping, he was just continuing on cranking his face a bit. Yeah, should have just called it, really, to be honest. But uncalled for, not what we should be doing. Okay, now the biggest issue with this is not only did he jump over the octagon, his parties jumped over the octagon and started smacking Conor McGregor in the back of the head when he wasn't expecting it after he's just gone through this entire war of just trying to fight to get the title back. Now, this is our day's society. This is the issues that we're doing. Gone with the days of one-on-one fighting, gone with the days of having an issue with one person. People have to get mouthy, have to get lippy, have to bring religion into it, have to bring family into it, have to bring other contributing aspects into it. And then it escalates further and further and further. And I'm not saying that Conor is, you know, a little bit of a victim here. I mean, yes, he is. Also, Khabib is. You know, it is one of those situations where both people are victims to their own circumstance. You know, the fact of the matter is that they shouldn't have reacted the way they did. Conor shouldn't have egged on the situation, and Khabib's party should not have jumped over the octagon and took it into their own hands. Here's the views after the fight from some of the other fighters that was literally fighting just before McGregor and Khabib.
Absolutely unprofessional. I think it was uncalled for. We're trying to clean the sport up, bring it towards Olympic level, and I think it was bad part on Khabib. I think he should have just took his win, took the belt, walked away like a man, but instead we got to see this melee, which is embarrassing. I just spoke with Kale and Ariel. You see this in all different sports, man. You really do. You have heated teams that are going to go after each other. I see it, but you're supposed to squash that stuff inside this octagon. Absolutely, I'm upset, I'm appalled, but I'm ready for the next one. I'm the champ, straight up. No, I said my piece. I really did. I said my piece, but you can't expect me to be happy with all the things that were going on in the media, actually feeding it. When it all happened, you know, with Conor and Khabib, it was going to make for a good fight. We obviously knew it was going to be a stylistic matchup. You have a stylistic striker versus a bear mauler, man. And honestly, I'm a Midwest tough guy, and I'm West Coast savvy. I'm a big, dangerous threat for both of these guys. So technically, right now, I honestly think that Khabib is the champ. If I'm still the #1 contender, then you got to give me the money fight versus Conor. It's either way, man. It doesn't matter. But they're both scared of me. They can't run away, and they can't hide forever, because I'll find you. What I noticed was I was throwing my jabs, I was hitting his gloves. I was like, okay, we got to throw some curveballs at him now. We got to throw some curveballs, get him to open up. I started throwing some stomach teeps, and I started opening him up, and I started seeing him gas. So as soon as I started seeing him gas, we knew that was a game plan. Make him quit, because he quits in all of his other fights. But seriously, I had so much fun fighting Anthony Pettis. He was a game opponent. We both made our debuts in the UFC at the Ultimate Fighter 13 finale. I knew I was going to face this guy like I was going to fight Asa Barbosa. I'm cleaning out this division. You got to watch out for the 170 pound.
I knew that was coming.
Bro, I'm right here. I know, but the thing is, no animosity. The best part is this is my division. I'm cleaning it up. These guys are chicken shit. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight anybody that doesn't want to fight me. But you know what, Dana? Let's make it happen. Give me Khabib. Give me Conor. It doesn't matter who. But don't neglect me anymore. Don't take my title anymore. You gotta pay me, dog. Let's go.
Now, if there's one thing I can pass out to you guys out there as a generation, I have had my bullying, I've had my fair share of issues, okay? Now, respect to people that have one-on-one fights and don't bring other people in there. Long gone with those days. The fact of the matter is, can we bring it back, okay? This is not representation of mixed martial arts. This is not respectable. This is not discipline. This is not the way that I learned Shotokan, American kickboxing, karate, judo, and even Kung Fu recently. This is not right, and we need to bring this all back, and it all starts with our attitude and the way that we deal with people. If you've got beef with someone, speak to them. Have the problem with them, dead and buried. Move on. Okay? If it needs to escalate, escalate it in the right manner. Not by getting your mates to jump over an octagon and cause some aggro. Not by smashing up a bus and causing some aggro. I'm Anton from Warhorse Training. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, and you can now find us on Instagram. Until then, take care, guys. I'm going to leave us some comments from the one and only Dana White.
A lot of bad stuff. A lot of stuff that shouldn't have happened. Khabib jumped over the cage, you know, going after one of Conor's guys, who I guess was talking trash to him, and all hell broke loose. You know, this is another, you know, obviously, I don't know, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm just disgusted and sick over it. I just talked to him, I just met with him, and he's okay. You know, he's upset about the fight, not about
that.
Fight after the fight, yeah. 3 of his guys have been arrested and taken to jail. Yeah, the 3 guys that were involved in the incident, I believe there was those 3, are on their way to jail right now. I knew that was going to happen. I said, if we put the belt on them in the octagon, they're going to be throwing you know, whatever they got down into the octagon. So I said, let's just try to get him out of here without, you know, any incident. Yeah.
Did you think the end of the rivalry?
No, I didn't think it would. Look, they both made it very clear the rivalry would not be over after the fight. But I didn't see Khabib jumping over the octagon. I didn't see that coming. And we had so much security in Metro here and everything. So that was interesting. I didn't see that one coming. What happens here is 3 guys have been arrested. You know, they're going to be charges filed against them, I'm sure. And, you know, God knows what the Nevada State Athletic Commission is going to do to Khabib and his guys. I think they're fighters. You know, are these guys ever going to get a visa again to get back in this cut? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of repercussions from what they did tonight. Ones that I don't even think they realize yet.